everybody, welcome to our channel, Labyrinth Gaming. My name is Cameron Kramer, and this weekend I got 47th place at YCS Minneapolis. It is not top 32. I would have loved to have done a little better. Got top 32. I went X3 over the 2 days. I regret a couple misplays, but I think that for my second playing YCS, I think I did pretty good. In the future, I'm going to look to get that top, but a bubble's good for now. 47 out of almost 1,200 players. I'm very, very happy with. So this is my deck profile. I call it Tempo Tier. Basically just Tearlament and really good hand traps. Kind of take advantage of decks that can't, play through a big tempo swing. So this is what I got. Obviously, it's a Tearlament deck, so you have to max out on the names. I think this is mandatory. I've played 2 Rhino Heart before in other iterations of this deck, but I just want to max out on as many names as I can see these cards because they do way too much. I played Blazing Cartesia and Albion the Shrouded Dragon. These are the 2 targets for Branded and High Spirits, which I think is a really, really good card. That the combo with the Tearlament is kind of insane. This card is like Everlasting Hand Advantage, and this card is a target for Branded and High Spirits that never actually is dead because it can pretty much always put itself back in the deck as long as you have High Spirits back in the deck. And the fact that this just comes back to your hand at the end of the turn all the time is actually pretty broken. I also played these Bestial cards. They're insane. Everybody should know that this card adds from your graveyard as well. So, even though you mill these, you can still pick one up. They're level 6, so they help make a secret tool we'll learn about later. And they're just good, They trade with the tiers as your opponent's playing them, DD Crow them, essentially. This can often out something else as well. They're big bodies. These cards are really broken right now. Then additionally, I played 3 Ash Blossom. I think this card's really, really good, right at this very moment. It's probably way less good when a Shizu comes out, but this card hits Branded in High Spirits, which a lot of other people were playing. I was a little worried about the Beasted Branded matchup, so, obviously this hits Branded Fusion. In testing, I think this card has just been really good. It hits the Runic Field spell. Keeping them off those resources is really good. So Ash Blossom went crazy. Then for spells, obviously the 3-planet. This card's crazy. Outs things, boosts all. Honestly, the effect that boosts all your fusions and your tier monsters is just kind of the best part about this card. 3 High Spirits. Got way better now that Rule Kalos is out. If we want, I can show the combo with that card, and any tier name in that card is full combo. Super Poly, pretty broken card that I actually didn't really resolve too much this weekend, but obviously this card's crazy. 2 Desires, I like to draw 2. Then this is the only new Tearlament spell I played, and I feel like I didn't ever want Grief. Grief's the one that special summons from deck, right? I think the one that special summons one from deck, because if we're playing the game, we basically already have access to the names, and it's kind of unnecessary. But this card's really good. In retrospect, I could have played 2 of this. It just helps hands that you don't have too much going on. Have stuff going on. It shrinks their cards, which is definitely relevant. Especially because they don't really want to out this, or you'll just search Sulik. So all in all, really good. I think this is the best one. I played Instant Fusion. It's a god card. 1 Terraforming and 1 Foolish Burial. I kind of missed a Mystic Mine in my main deck this weekend. There were a couple hands where I drew the Terraforming, and Mystic Mine would have been extremely impactful, but I just didn't play it. Maybe next time. Then I played 3 Imperm and 2 Sulic to round out the 42 count main deck. Imperm was really, really good this weekend. It was good in my deck, and it was also good against my deck. Imperm on Kalos sometimes just kind of does it. It kind of stops them. So, yeah, one of the best hand traps right now. Hits gigantic, hits a ton of stuff. And then Sulic, it's the in archetype Imperm. But the fact that when you mill this, you add a name is just crazy. Then I will do my extra deck. So the fusion monsters, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Garura, super poly targets, but also like oftentimes the best things you can summon, unless you're summoning Kalos. This card's broken. Then we played 1 Drago Stapelia. Didn't come up a whole lot, but and I didn't play a ton of Sprite, but against Sprite, this card's really good. And then the big ones, 1 Kaleido Heart and 1 Rukalos. This is like what perpetuates the High Spirits combo, and also this card is nuts. So it's just like a negate, It might as well be an Omni negate, because like half the cards you'd want to negate anyway will special summon stuff. And it negates Bestial monsters, which is why the High Spirits combo is so good, because you don't lose to those. Negates Branded Fusion, negates Sprite Starter, negates a ton of stuff. And just comes, they got out it twice. And then obviously, Kaleido Heart, big boy, shuffle something back. Oftentimes he's 35. It's crazy. Oh, and if you have both of them on board, Rule Kalos to negate doesn't have to send herself. Send any Tearlament's card. So you can send him. You can send a face-up Sulic that you've used. It's just really good. Redoer, Baguska, and Dweller. These are the rank 4s I played. I made Redoer a ton. This card sometimes just helps you fuse with Sheeran on your turn, but also like in a simplified game state, it's really strong. Baguska, this is Plan B. I played this because, in theory, and in testing, for the decks that are playing Dimension Shifter, if they shifter me on my turn 0, and I have access to Rhino Sheeran, I can make this, because the decks that play Shifter in their main deck can't out this card. And it came up round 1, so I was very, very happy to have this in my deck. Also, the branded deck can't really beat this card either unless they establish their branded beast already. But yeah, this card's crazy. And then obviously, Dweller, tears all over the place. It's probably the best deck. And then I played Beatrice. This is my favorite Xyz monster in the whole game. And it's like a no-brainer inclusion, I think, for this deck. Any of the 2 Bestials monsters makes it, or 1 Bestial monster and Garua makes it. And this card it just like represents 2 fusion summons, 1 on your turn, 1 on your opponent's turn. And if you make it with Garua, you draw a card. It's just wild. I saw a lot of this at the event, so I'm happy I wasn't the only one that thought about it. Don't ban this card, please. I played the 1 Baron. Cartesia's a tuner, so that plus Garua makes this. That's part of the combo. This is like the best synchro monster they've printed, like ever. Every deck that can make it makes it. And then this is a little weird. I only played 3 Link monsters. Played a Dark, I played a Sprend, and I played an Elf. Believe it or not, I really didn't miss like a big Link monster like an Access Code, or we tested with Boral Sword, stuff like that. I really didn't miss it. When you have access to Field Spell, your fusions get big enough to just kill your opponent. And as I said, it's like my deck's kind of is really tempo based, so being able to utilize a small Link package, these small ones, to get as much advantage as possible. Just really good. Dark, what can I say about this card? It's like you reborn your opponent's monster. the best play is Dark Reborn your opponent's Magnemite effect to search on the end phase, and then you link those two off into Sprint and you send your Merly. This card's really good too. I had a couple times where I had Redoer with Sprint, and Redoer without a tier name under it isn't great, especially if you like snipe a monster off your opponent's top deck. But that can turn into a Sprint interaction because he like can detach from your Xyz and I think bounce one. That's the extra. I'll do my side deck. I played 1, a Pointer of the Red Lotus, 2 Droplet. I sided this card in a lot. I just never saw it. I think it kind of is like Trap Dust Shoot, which is a very tempo heavy card. So I think that this could, in theory, have won me a game. Droplets, it's like the Out to Dweller. I probably should have played 3, but I wanted to, test some other stuff in my side deck. But yeah, Out to Dweller, out to anything really. Very good. I played 3 Spellbound. I thought this would be really good in the Sprite matchup, as well as, I'm afraid of Fluanderies, and there was a ton of that there. Going second against Fluanderies, this card is insane. They flip the trap, they normal the birds, and once they have 2, you just Spellbound, so that they can't, use them as to tribute for the Rhizo on your turn. It was okay. I resolved it a couple times. Yeah, I don't know yet. I played 3 Evenly Matched. This is a god card. There are very few cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That feel better to resolve than Evenly Matched. It's just the truth. When your opponent says enter battle phase, end of battle phase, it's just tears. And then I played 3 Ghost Sister. This card's crazy. I wish I saw it in my last round. It was unfortunately the 6th card, and I lost in time to Red Resonator, but this card did overperform because it absolutely stole me a game that I was never supposed to win, because I activated this against a Draco Slayer player, and they put me up to 47,000 life points, and that's pretty much insurmountable. So definitely overperformed. I will be buying Secrets because it was good. And then lastly, this is the Goo. This is the best card in my side deck. I'm not joking. It did a whole lot for me every time I saw it. It just like it's so favorable for you. It trades with so much. Against Tearlament, it trades with High Spirits and their field spell. Against Sprite, it trades with minimum starter and smashers. Against Runic, it trades with their whole fucking deck. This card's crazy. I love it, and low-key I should have mained it. It was super good in my last round on day 1 against Dragon Link. That combo goes through 2 field spells, and if they're negated, wow. So including Quick Launch. So yeah, this card was overperformed. Very, 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 very good. I cannot stress that enough. And it's way better than Anti-Spell in this deck. And that's it. That's all I got. I had a lot of fun. Proud of myself. Tier Elements are cool cards. Maybe less cool once the Shizu comes out, but they're cool for now. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Any shout-outs?
Shout out to Nathan Motter, Nelson Caraballo, Seth Reard, and everybody else on Labyrinth Gaming, CJ, my team. I love the fact that we're, supporting each other, trying to get better in the game. And shout out to everyone else. Spencer, Trent, Tyler Ludwig, Unmatched Gaming. Thank you.